What's up, brothers? Welcome back to the Alpha Platform. Before we get started, do not forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for supporting your Black LGBTQ plus content creators. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. I cannot thank you enough for your love and support. Like, subscribes, the commentary, whatever it is, negative, positive. I just appreciate it. So before we dive into today's story, I just want to clarify something. I do not have an issue with any other gay or bisexual content creator in this YouTube space. There's no smoke. There's no pressure. There's no issue. It's all good vibes. Like, I only want to have good vibes. So it's like, I want to clarify that, moving forward, just chill. Chill with comments. Chill with, chill with whatever you're saying about other people in my comments, whatnot. Just chill. It's done. It's over. It's over and done with. So yeah, one of the places I like to hang out on the internet is Reddit. Specifically, they have a forum called Ask Gay Bros Over 30. And the reason why I like to hang out there is because as an older gay man, this is a good space to go to really talk about what's going on in your life. It's a safe space to talk about relationships, finances, family, friends, whatever you're going through, whether it's related to intimacy or not. It's just a safe space, and they value freedom of speech there. So I want to read you guys a story because I feel like this story is very relevant to many of our lives. And many of us good dudes have found ourselves in positions where we're taking care of unappreciative men, taking care of unappreciative dudes who have messed around on us, although we're providing home, maybe, doing a lot for these dudes financially, emotionally, mentally, and they're still not valuing us or showing us the value that we deserve. So I want to talk about the story, give you guys my advice and some words of wisdom. Let's get into it. Once again from Ask Gay Bros Over 30 on Reddit. I apologize. I'm still struggling with my allergies, you guys. So I apologize as I'm reading these things. I sound nasally, but the show must go on. This one says, fiance of 7 years cheated on me. I put him through nursing school, moved to a city where I know no one. Any advice on how to get over him or entering the dating scene again at 34? Any help would be appreciated. He says, a year ago, he told me he wasn't attracted to me anymore. I stupidly stayed with him. Just found out he cheated on me. I am still a bit numb. Any advice or help would be appreciated. Thank you. Edit. I'm a bit overwhelmed with the response. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to help me. I really appreciate the advice. You've given me some great guidance, which means the world to me in a time where I feel lost. Thank you. So he has 20 comments that I want to read, and I'll get to my advice here. Christopher says, take your time and focus on appreciating how you've grown over the years and what you've learned for next time. I'm in a similar situation. It's been about 3 years, and I'm finally feeling pretty good. Getting over him was easier than the moving part for me. I kind of fell into a situationship pretty soon after, and when it ended, I realized I shouldn't have done it to start with. But to give myself grace, it was a nice distraction. It just likely wouldn't have worked in the long run. Okay, that's what he had to say. Charlie in the box says, date, but don't let anything get too serious for a few years until you figure out who you are as an adult. If you were together for 7 years and you are 34 now, that means your brain matured while together. As a couple, you need to discover who you are now. If you jump right back into something serious, you're prone to repeat the same pattern because it's familiar. That has 43 likes. So I want to jump in here. I think the number one mistake we make as gay men is we get into relationships with dudes and we automatically go about supporting them, supporting them too soon, supporting their dreams, supporting them with housing, supporting them with our mental and emotional energy. We do a lot for men that we love. And a lot of us, unfortunately, have sworn off the idea of marriage. But I want to remind you guys, marriage is there for a reason. It's not only about love. At the end of the day, it's there to protect you as well. So, this dude made this other dude his fiance for, many years. It seems like they were together for 7 years. And what I want to tell you guys out there is that before you go about supporting someone through school and whatnot, you need to get married. You need to protect yourself with a marriage certificate. The government is there for a reason. So, for example, if this dude cheated on you and he wanted to divorce you, or you need to, get out of the situation, you're going to get something out of it. And one of the things I want you to take away from this is you need to get paid for your pain. Get paid for your pain. There is no sense in staying in a relationship for 7 years and not being married. No sense. In my eyes, you're still single. You guys are still single because you never got married. If you find yourself in a situation where he's proposed to you, but he's extending out the engagement for years and years and years, it's time to look around. It's time to realize that maybe this dude is shopping. He's window shopping for other dudes, other potential partners that may fit his needs. And he's just using you until he comes up out of nursing school and he's making enough money to take care of himself and to attract a spouse that he really wants to be with, you know? So it seems like a lot of us dudes are becoming, how can I put it? They have it in the straight woman's terms. It's not a pick me. It's like the struggle spouse, like the struggle dude to support him until he, you know, graduates or whatever, and he meets, you know, the real authentic dude he wants to be with, the bad dude that he really wants to be with. He can chase him down and whatnot. But don't be that struggle dude. Don't support him in struggle love. You know, you can still support him, but be cautious about it is what I want to say. Be cautious about it. Ration your resources. I don't recommend living together until you guys have really honed down and you know that you truly want to be with each other. And once again, I do not recommend you financially support him while he goes to school unless you are married. I'm going to read another comment here. This is from Mom Dog. He says, don't date based on feelings of love or infatuation. Date based on compatibility and alignment. That is so true. It's not about love or infatuation. You know, love means different things to different people too. You know, so some dudes think beating you is love. You know, I can beat you and still love you. Some dudes think I can cheat on you and still love you. It all depends on the love that person was shown as a child. And, you know, have they learned other ways of loving people? Have they learned their individual love language? Do they know your love language? There's so many different questions you need to kind of consider when you're hopping into relationships with other men, because dudes are messed up and we're all messed up. You know, we're all messed up by design, by nature. But some of us have done the work and others have not. So I definitely agree with this comment. Let's see what else he has to say. He says, chasing a type often comes from pattern recognition of past wounds that feel safe but lead to heartache. It also gives the best feelings of love. Yeah, that's so true. People think that rush of infatuation, that rush, that passion, that fiery love is real love. But what I want to tell you guys as an older gay man is, rarely do those situations ever work out in the long term. And the reason why is that type of high, intense, passionate energy cannot sustain itself over time. So your husband is not the dude you are madly, wildly in love with. That's not going to be your dude. I'm not saying you won't love your dude, but what I want to say is this. Your dude is going to be the person that you can have, you know, live a day-to-day life with. You're still sexually attracted to him. You're still in love with him, but the love is different. It's not as fiery, and it's not supposed to be, because once again, you have to sustain this for a lifetime. So he's not the summer dude that you hooked up with. He's not, most of the time, he's not the buff muscle dude that you met at the club. He's not the dude you had a one-night stand with. That's not your long-term dude, your husband. That's not your dude. It's the dude that can hold down a job. It's the dude that you fell in love with over time. It's the dude that it took you about 3 or 4 dates before you realized, or you made up your mind. Oh, I really want to be with this dude. I really want to, you know, try something out with this dude or make it work. That is the type of dude that you're going to spend your life with. You know, I can admit this, that I am not my husband's initial type. I'm not. He has never dated a black man before. Subsequently, he is not my initial type. I've never dated a Latino dude before. But we reached a point where we realized it's not about our type. Our type was leading to us being heartbroken, abused. Our type was leading to us being chronically single and lonely. So I'm fortunate enough to have met my husband at a time where we were both mature enough to understand at 25 that our type was keeping us single. He says, find people who align with your values and watch your actions carefully. So true. If their actions match your words, that's a green light. If not, politely walk away. You don't need to fix people or help them through their lives to be loved. Yeah. You know, some of us are fixers. Some of us are codependents and fixers. And the reason why we are that way is because we grew up in dysfunctional households. You know, maybe we had a family dynamic where a sibling or another person in the family was consuming a lot of the family resources, the parents' time, attention, money. We were left to fend for ourselves, So we learned that if I just do my homework on time, I'll get praise from my parents. If I clean up this mess that my brother made, I'll get praise from my parents. And our parents do praise us when we do those things for them. But we learn as we grow up with those habits. We feel like that becomes our identity and our role in relationships, that we need to make things better to get people to love us. We need to do things for them to get people to love us. And that can lead us down a path where we're constantly fixing people and helping them through their lives in order to feel like we're being loved. And, if you are that way, like I feel like maybe this dude was, excuse me, guys, excuse me, just a moment, excuse me. If you are that way, like maybe this guy was, you will help a dude through school without having the boundary of marriage in place in order to do so. You will go ahead and do it without being married because you feel like if I do X, Y, and Z for him, he has no choice but to love me. He has to love me, But men don't work that way. People don't work that way. They don't feel obligated to return that affection, to return that love to you just because you're helping them out. And oftentimes when you help people out, help dudes out, they hate it. They treat you wrongly. And I think I've done some research on this, and I've learned that we tend to treat the people closest to us the worst because we know there are no consequences for our actions. For example, you may be wondering, why is my dude nicer to his friends than he is to me? And the reason why is because he knows that he cannot get away with certain behaviors with his friends. Why? Because his friends will cut him off. They won't tolerate that type of disrespect. Most friends do not. However, he knows that his partner, his husband, his boyfriend may tolerate it because he loves him. And if that man happens to believe that abuse, verbal, emotional, physical, mental abuse is love, he's going to give that to you and direct that to you mistakenly. But it's up to you to realize that this is not something to be tolerated and that you don't need this in your life and that you need to check him, have a direct conversation with him about his attitude, his behaviors, and his words towards you. Okay, next comment says, this is from Poet Playwright. He says, spend time alone, let the dust settle. Don't do what I did and accept just anyone who gives you a second look into your life. Figure out what you want, and if that seems overwhelming, then focus on what you don't. And by elimination, the wants will surface. Learn what makes you happy, happier, happiest, and pursue them. Once you focus on yourself, you'll be surprised by how selective you become as to whom you allow into your life. Yeah, that's great news. Great advice there. I will always say, don't be too selective. Like, don't be too selective about who you choose to date or who you choose to give a chance to, because there are good men out here. And, a dude may start off in the worst way, right? But if he loves you, he will change. Like, we all change and evolve as we get older. So once again, that marriage is there for a reason. That insurance policy is there for a reason. Use it. Here's the last comment, you guys. This is from El Ray. He says, I'm sorry this happened to you. Give it some time before jumping back into dating. I once heard a quote that stuck with me. The end of a relationship is a lot like a death, because in a relationship, there is you and I, and a third entity known as us, which dies when it ends. You have to figure out who you are without him, and you won't do that with other men right now. My partner and I met at 34. You have plenty of time. And that is, the gist of the story. Dude, you have plenty of time. You're 34 years old. You have plenty of time. You're still young. Be grateful this happened at 34 and not 54, because, you would be in mad trouble if you were 54 years old and going through this. You may not be able to leave, So, yeah, brothers, get married. Like, I'm not just saying this, wasting my breath telling you guys to get married. I'm saying it for a reason. Like, the government, the paperwork is there for a reason to protect you. You can even have an infidelity clause in your marriage. Like, literally, if someone steps out, they get nothing and you get everything. So protect yourself. Use the law for your benefit. So I hope you learned something from this. Let me know in the comments below. I'll come back with my commentary. All right, what did you guys think about the story? Do you agree with my advice? Do you agree with my commentary? have you been in a similar situation? How did you handle it? You know, I still think this dude is young at 34. He still has time to get out there and meet other men, get out there and get married and whatnot. But this is unfortunate. And once again, I brought this to you because if you are a younger gay man, there is no doubt in my mind you will eventually encounter a similar situation where a dude is using you and you don't know it. And he's just mistreating you and you may not be cognizant of it. And you don't know how to prevent it from happening. You don't know what to do when it does actually happen. So I hope my words of wisdom were helpful to you. Let me know in the comments below. Have you been in a similar situation? How did you handle it? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have words of advice for other gay men who are going through similar situations? Because it is no doubt, once again, that you will eventually experience this in your life if you have not already. Because there's just too many people out here scamming and, you know, really being out here for themselves, which is unfortunate. But you have to make a pact that you will find a man just like yourself. You know, there are a lot of givers out here who want to be with other men who are givers as well. So don't give up on love. Don't give up the hope that you will find a good man, a good husband, because it will definitely happen if you keep the faith. All right, you guys, Wolf is back with fact. Take care. Peace.
I don't wanna see a nigga bluff, nigga kill, nigga up. Nigga, what's up? Nigga, what's good? You and they can't, I still trap in the hood. Cell phone bang all night, so I'ma get to it all night. Then on the weekends, when he try to catch flights with another bitch, nigga, really I might. I never stand, nigga, dare, nigga, flap a nigga, rob a nigga, chop a nigga, brother, nigga, tell a nigga, real a nigga, fuck, real a nigga, spill a nigga, I'ma beat a nigga, never feed a nigga, never fear a nigga, never need a nigga, cut a nigga, bust a nigga, can't fuss nigga, what's up?